Hi and welcome back to the show, and I'm going to be joined with Franco Priya. We're talking about pets and what not to put on your carpet to clean them up. It's going to be a good one today. Don't go anywhere. Franco, we're talking about pets.
We are indeed.
Carpets and magic cleaning formulas that don't work.
Yes, there's a million and one magic cleaning formulas apparently, but unfortunately we get to deal with the tail end of that, if you want to pardon that pun.
Well, we got dogs, we got cats, we got budgies, we got all sorts running around the house.
Yes.
People got ferrets, and goodness, my daughter used to have ferrets.
Oh, lucky you.
They were gorgeous creatures, but they smell.
Yeah. Most of those rodent-type creatures as well can have a rather pungent odour. Shall we say that? I mean, things like your rabbits. They can be quite on the nose.
Quite on the nose.
As well as your pet mice and rats and things of that nature. And there's plenty of people that do have those sorts of things. And unfortunately, they do tend to do things which don't really particularly mix well with carpet.
No. And we're in Western Australia at the moment, and we're going through a bit of a cold snap. So everyone's going, bring the doggies inside.
Mind you, our cold snap it's got to 6 degrees this morning, and you can see we're rugged up.
I know, we're complaining. It's not even snowing, we're freezing.
Oh, yeah.
But people go, let's bring the pets inside now because it is cold outdoors. And I guess, are you now finding an increase in people going?
Oh, yeah. Especially in the last 2 or 3 weeks, where the winter's really set upon Perth, I guess, if you want to put it that way. The amount of pet stains that we have come into, and in a lot of cases the owners weren't even aware. But we've gone in and gone, something not quite right here, and we've got their testing apparatus out, and sure enough, there's a positive reading for urine. And
testing apparatus?
Well, yes.
Whoa. More toys?
Well, no, it's the same sort of toys that we normally use. Yeah. Excuse me. It's winter time. I've also had a cold.
Yeah.
Just the usual thing of the moisture detectors.
Yeah.
Because even though urine will dry out, obviously, as any liquid will, it still retains enough moisture within it to set off a moisture detector. So we use a moisture detector and go around the carpet and we find a wet spot, or what's signalling as a wet spot. It might feel totally dry, but it's signalling as a wet spot. And then we have the backup of the UV light, because it will glow from the alkaline salt deposits, and it will glow a particular colour, because there's all sorts of things in the carpet. I mean, I've gone into carpets with a black light and it's just lit up with all sorts of weird and wonderful things, but they weren't all necessarily urine. Yes.
Right. It's a family show.
I do have some interesting photos. Yeah,
Wow.
But I mean, there is a distinctive colour that does come up with urine, so we can if we get the confirmation of the two, it's a definite hit. But normally there's the other third thing that sometimes needs to be used is.
Oh, really? And it works?
Yes. Well, when you haven't got a cold.
When you haven't got a cold. Now, when you're going into these places, Franco, I'm sure some people are attempting to clean up the mess themselves.
That's right. Yeah.
Have you come across any interesting, creative ways of doing this recently?
Well, one that really stands out in my mind is I actually was looking through some photos last night, and one popped up, and I think I've discussed this one before, where I had a woman who she was going to have a rent inspection, and she'd had it was a wool carpet, so of course particularly with wool carpet, the urine really strongly affects it.
Right.
And she had used 7 different products on there. And she had them all lined up by the front door when I came in to show me exactly what she had done. And bearing in mind, this was with her 18-year-old daughter standing over the top of her through the whole process going, "Mum, call a professional! Mum, call a professional!" But she was in a panic. So anyway, she did her best to destroy the carpet. And unfortunately there was one, or fortunately I should say, it was actually just a rug which was completely destroyed. I got there and all I could see was the backing of the carpet. The actual fibre was gone.
So in actual fact, some of these things that they use, they do remove the stain then. Because
Yes.
they take the fibres with them.
A lot, with wool in particular, this wool is a
Yeah.
live pile wool. They don't stand up well to a lot of vegetation. So she got in there with all these different products. The wool was already weakened by the urine anyway.
Yeah.
Been in long-term contact. Then she started using all this wonderful things that she heard from Google or found in the shops, and just kept on going. And there was one section,
No
like I
wool
said,
left.
it was a bald patch. But the rest of them, look, I managed to get
Yeah.
probably around about 90-95% restoration on there. Reduction in colour.
So you're not like Ashley and Martin, you can't grow all the hair back again.
No, I haven't quite worked out how to do that one yet. Look, there's unfortunately, people do tend to go in a bit of a panic, but then you do have also that situation where sometimes you simply don't realise that it has happened. Pets sometimes have this absolute aversion, just like we do, to go out in the cold. Funny that.
Yeah, funny about
And
that.
so they will hide themselves away in a little corner somewhere, and they'll just keep on going at it and keep on going at it until you come across it one day when you think, well, what's that funky smell? Or you find a wet patch and then try to have to deal with it. But the problem is that there is no one fixed way that's going to deal with everything, because we've got so many different fibres. I mean, a lot of people buy these pet-proof carpets. Okay.
Right, okay.
And yes, they are pet-proof to a fair degree. They will be restorable, but they are also really highly sensitive to any chemical residues. So as a homeowner, you're going to come along to that particular fibre and you're going to throw all sorts of things at it, but you're not going to extract anything, okay? Because there's no suction happening. You're adding stuff to it. Put more liquid onto a liquid and you've got a wet out backing, and you just go further into the carpet. And as it dries out, it all wicks back up to the surface. So you end up with a carpet that might not look the same as it did before. It'd be a different colour because you've got now all sorts of chemical residues in there.
Yeah.
The smell may or may not have been dealt with depending on which kind of product you've used, or you've got a big mess that absolutely stinks to high heaven and now is just getting worse and worse. And I've had people that they try it once, they try it twice, they try it 3 times, and then they think about calling someone to fix it up. And really, you're doing yourself a great service there. For a professional to come in to do something like that, you've made their job a lot more difficult and therefore a lot more expensive for you in the process to try and pull it out.
Yeah. Now, I did see on Google, our favourite Google,
Yep.
highly recommending bicarb of soda.
Yeah. And look, you will find that everywhere. And when you've got a synthetic carpet,
Great.
not a problem. I have got no qualms with that at all. It works well in a lot of instances. It's not that great for the urine. For other reasons, but look, for a lot of cases, bicarb will actually do a reasonable job, although you'll find that it's very hard to get out of the carpet, and you normally end up with a whitish patch, which is just the powder, which can be rinsed out fairly readily, but it's still not going to be the visually that great a result.
Yeah.
But it won't harm the carpet. You put that onto a wool carpet, and all of a sudden you've got a chemical reaction long term with that wool fibre, which will degrade that fibre to the point where you get what's called a disulfide rupture, and you have a carpet that is now dead.
Oh.
So it's a chemical burn essentially on the carpet. It will go this sort of a yellowy orangey colour.
Yeah.
And
I've seen
if
that.
if you've hit that, well then the only way you're going to really fix that is by cutting that out and replacing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Google's not always your friend.
So when I see Google, use bicarb, that'll fix up the doggy mess.
Yeah, look, and in those sorts of situations, most of those those advice sites you'll find come from the US, which they're predominantly synthetic carpets.
Synthetics.
They're about 95% plus synthetic. And like I said, they're not going to do any real long-term damage to it. But on a wool carpet, you put it on there and, sorry, but you've just made a huge faux pas.
You're talking about residential carpets, and I know you do a lot of work with property managers, so you obviously come against quite some challenges.
Yeah.
Are there ones where you kind of walk in and go, this is not going to work?
Look, sometimes if you've got an animal that's gone into an area repetitively and they've covered it, so depending on the type of carpet, of course, but if you get around a 30 to 50% coverage of it, it's like, well, you know what? The cost of remediating that versus the cost of replacement, replace it.
Replace it.
Yeah. We had one a couple of weeks ago It was around about $300. It was just a basic polypropylene carpet. It would have been around $300 to replace the carpet. It would have cost probably $500 to $600 to remediate it. So it's a no-brainer. It's just pull it up, replace it. There's no point carrying on. That way you get a guaranteed result. You have nice fresh carpet. It's going to be damn sight cheaper than trying to fix it.
Trying to fix it. Now, we are at that time of year, so you've come home, you've caught little pooch or little cat, and it's having a bit of a piddle on the carpet somewhere in the bar. After you've thrown him out the door in disgust, go out in the cold.
Yep.
What should you do?
Okay,
Is
first thing, if it's fresh, when it's fresh like that, that's when it's the easiest to deal with.
Right.
Okay, so really is, you've got moisture in the carpet, which you don't want there.
Yeah.
So we need to get that moisture out somehow.
Mhm.
So blot up as much as you can.
Right.
Now, if it's a smaller animal, there won't be a great deal. A lot of it's going to be held up in the surface or the face yards themselves and right at the top of the carpet before it's had a chance to bleed through to the back of the carpet. So if you can actually get that up with just a cloth, an absorbent cloth, and get up as much as you can.
Yeah.
Little bit of water. Remember, water is our friend, but it's also our enemy.
So
Too
when
much,
you say little, one spray.
It's enough just to get it a little bit more damp.
Yeah.
It's okay. So you don't want to flood the area. Just to dilute the area a bit. Blot up again. Dilute it again. Blot up again, and then use white wine vinegar.
Oh.
Do the same with that. White wine vinegar is a final step, and then just put an absorbent cloth on the top of it with a heavy weight. Leave it there for about an hour so it soaks up into the cloth, and you're drawing out as much as you can, leaving it as dry as possible, and then let it dry off.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can force dry it, that's great. So if you've got, say, like a little heater fan or a fan of some description, just some air movement across the top of it to help it dry off, that's even better again. That normally will nail it.
White wine vinegar, would you put that in a spray bottle and give it a couple of
Just
sprays?
a bit of a squirt over the top of it,
Just
that's
a bit
right.
of a spray?
Yeah, so once again, you're not looking at flooding that area out, you just want to get it enough to be able to contact that area and
then,
basically cover all the fibres.
Right.
And be able to let it do its job and then draw it out there. So just re-stabilising everything back to where it's supposed to be and let it come out naturally.
Now, Mum and Dad have been at work all day and they've come home and they realise what's been going on in the house. So once again, absolutely throw pooch out or the cat out. But it's been sitting there for a while. Is the procedure the same, or is there something they should do?
Look, you've normally got around about 72-hour time span to be able to get something like that out and get it out reasonably effectively on your own. After that, you start getting chemical changes because it comes out of the body in an acid state.
Yes.
Okay. But with biological degradation over time, you get a bacterial build-up and it starts changing into an alkaline state, and then you get alkaline salts that are forming as well, which can be really difficult to get out. That's where it becomes the crunch critical time. That's where you really start getting your odours to develop, because you've now got bacterial breakdown happening. Those alkaline salts, the reason we can get those moisture readings is those alkaline salts are what's called hygroscopic. They tend to draw moisture out of the atmosphere. As long as you've got a food source there, which is the urine deposits, you've got moisture present, and especially with the temperatures a little bit warmer, because we can heat up our houses, obviously in winter time or in the summertime, you've got warmth anyway. You keep those optimum conditions for bacterial development, and then you get this beautiful smell developing.
Right. Now, I suppose there's another issue with pets, apart from them messing in your house and stuff like that. They bring friends with them into your house.
Yes.
When it's cooler, does it matter that the fleas and that and the little bugs that are on them don't actually get into your carpet in the colder weather? Is that just an...
Well, you don't find that necessarily they're going to come through in the colder weather. It's normally in the warmer weather that you're going to have those sorts of issues. You have got fleas that will come in and at times they will become an absolute infestation.
Yeah.
Okay, if that is the case, you have to get your carpets cleaned.
Right.
Okay, cleaning the carpets will get rid of the bulk of them. Okay, because just the nature of surfactants will drown the little critters.
We like that.
And then we can extract them out and job done. But the problem is that if they start reproducing, they're leaving eggs behind, and we can't get rid of those eggs. It's the same as lice in your hair.
Oh.
Okay, so you can get the lice out, but you can't get those eggs out. It's really difficult to try and remove those from the carpet. So the best thing you can do is, once the carpets have been cleaned, to get a pest controller, a licensed pest controller. Don't think that you can do it yourself. Please don't do that. get someone who knows what they're doing to come in, the professional pest controller, and they will be able to treat it so that any eggs that hatch after the fact, further down the track, will actually be able to do something for the carpet that is going to have that long-term knock-off effect.
Wow. So it can go to the extreme if the pets are living inside and bringing, can go to the extreme of pest control.
Look, I actually went to a house once that, it wasn't just the fleas, it was a cockroach infestation.
Oh.
People had moved out, I walked in there and it was the first time I've ever seen it. It was actually a tsunami of cockroaches running away from me.
Really?
And I'm actually serious, there was a wave of them just running away from me. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And I walked through the property and just thought, this needs to have pest control just straight up before I touch anything. Didn't realise at the time exactly how far the contamination was, but I've walked away and I've actually gone to a shopping centre down the road, and I'm standing there in the shopping centre and I'm just feeling itchy. I think it's just a psychological reaction. And back in those days I used to wear a white shirt, and I just happened to look down because I had something in my hand that I was looking at, looked down and I thought, what's all these black dots? Fleas! I was covered in fleas, and that's why I was itching, because I was covered in fleas. It wasn't just a psychological reaction. And so...
not a good look at the shopping centre doing this, Franco.
No, it wasn't. Especially when I tried to get the back leg going. But I mean, my whole van was completely hopping with the little blighters. So I had to get an actual flea bomb and flea bomb the inside of my van so that I could drive the thing again. It was terrible. But that's how bad it can get. These people that had several dogs in their house, they'd moved out / evicted.
Yep.
And then left behind what their living standards were, which is like I said, was a heap of cockroaches, which they'd developed because they'd left food behind.
Food, yeah.
And so of course the cockroaches were probably there beforehand, but then once they moved out, they just took over the place, and then of course someone else had been through the property, they hadn't noticed the fleas. Fleas have got this wonderful thing of being able to just feel the vibrations and they hatch, and bang, all of a sudden you've got fleas hopping everywhere. And that's what happened. I walked into it and activated them, and it was bizarre. I've never seen anything like it. I never want to see anything quite like that again.
You don't want to go back there again.
No. So anyway, that place got sorted out. Then I went in and cleaned the carpet.
Interesting you saying that. So if someone's got a problem like that, is it best for pest control to come in first and then you, or does it just depend?
In that sort of situation with that degree of contamination, it's pest control. I actually wouldn't walk into a job like that because I'm being bitten by those fleas. Yes. Okay, and I don't really like to be bitten by fleas. I don't know if you do. No. Your pets don't like being bitten by fleas either. No. So but I mean that was a real serious scenario. So it was undesirable tenants, shall we say.
You walk in the house, nice and clean, and walk out full of fleas.
Pretty much. Yeah. So, but I mean, the normal thing is, most people, they'll realise they've got fleas in the carpet, and so it's clean the carpet, and then just do that post spray with some sort of pest control. Okay. And that will knock the problem on the head.
And I guess you do your carpet clean first when the pest controller sprays his stuff. Stuff actually
So what we're trying to get rid of is the live fleas.
Yeah.
Okay. In that scenario I was describing, and that was an absolute extreme. Yeah. Okay. But that's not normally what you get. Normally, by the time you get 1 or 2 bites, people start panicking. Yeah. And so they'll get onto it fairly quickly.
Wow.
But then some people can deal with it.
So recommendations at this time of year if people are bringing their pets inside, and what do you say to be aware of or what to look out for? Do you have...
Oh, look, there is no hard and fast rule when it comes to that, because, I mean, some pets are great, and then other pets just are absolutely not going to do what you want them to do. No. Yeah, they do have a bit of a mind of their own. Yes. Okay. I attended one a couple of weeks ago, which I put up on the Facebook page as well, with another guy had gone in and tried to do a treatment, and that was developed a colour loss situation, which I had to go then back and re-dye. He got caught out. Unfortunately, it was just he changed the chemical he was using and didn't realise how much different it was. It appeared to be the same. It was a liquid form instead of a powder form. Yep. But it was just a lot more powerful, and he got caught out. It's just pure and simple. But I mean, this person that had the pets, I mean, her pets are normally really well behaved, but this one particular dog suffers from anxiety for whatever reason, didn't want to go outside, and he just picked the corner of this house
Yeah.
to do his business in.
Yeah.
Okay, so she wasn't aware of it until it's like, because it was a dark brown carpet as well, so it wasn't that obvious. And in a corner that was hidden behind something else in the lounge room, so I think it was behind a speaker box that was normally there.
Yeah.
So it was until there was a smell starting to develop that she noticed, and caused by that stage, the smell's developed, it's too late.
Yeah.
So that's why this other fellow got called in and tried to do the remediation. He knocked the smell on the head,
Yeah.
and that was fine. But once again, that was a problem with the carpet being a certain type. If he had another type of carpet, we call it, there was an acid dinyl. If he'd had a solution dinyl or an SDN, wouldn't have known.
And I think that's a thing to be aware of, isn't it? As homeowners, we go, oh, it's just carpet. Mm-hmm. But it's not just carpet, is it?
And that's a problem. As I said, because you've got all these different types, you've got everything from your pet-proof, supposedly pet-proof carpets, through to your really highly sensitive wool carpets, and there's a lot of other points in between. So you can have your nylons, you can have your polypropylenes, you can have your polyesters, you can have your triesters, you can have your wools, and then you can have blends thereof. Okay? How do you know you're doing the right method on your particular carpet? Unless you know exactly what the chemistry is that it can actually tolerate, or if you even know what the fibre is, because most people don't, then you could be putting yourself onto a path of very expensive repair.
Wow. To avoid the very expensive repair, how do they contact you?
Call us.
Yeah, how do they contact you?
Okay, so there's a number of ways. There's a landline, 9493 3880, or we can get on the mobile 0418 914 097. Then there's the website, facc.com.au, or just hit us up on our Facebook page, and we can actually do a quote from there as well. There's a quote form on both the website and the Facebook page. Give us a yell and we'll get you sorted out.
Absolutely. If you've got pets problems or this time of year, call Franco Prio and he'll fix them the right way.